Hey, what's up guys? So today we're going to be taking apart Lenovo Legion Y740 series gaming laptop with Core i7 9th generation and GTX 1660 Ti graphics card. Let's go! As usual, we'll be starting from the bottom side of this laptop by pulling all necessary screws. It was actually pretty easy disassembly as all screws were exposed and not hidden. Then I'm going to be using my pry tool and I'm going to be starting from the corner and carefully work my way out and separating the bottom case from the palm rest. It went very smoothly and the bottom case popped out super quick. Now we would be able to see all internals, and we'll start by pulling the battery connection out, and we will be removing the battery. There are a few screws, and another thing is that I've noticed is actually one of the screws for the battery is located under the SSD drive. So you actually have to pull SSD drive first in order to get to that screw. Here you go, as you can see, I'm pulling the SSD, and now I'm gonna be removing the last screw, which is on the lower right corner here. Now, as I pull the battery, I wanted to show you real quick the issue that it actually has. The battery, if your battery looks like this, if it's swollen, you don't try to poke it because it's gonna cause you possible burn and hazard conditions. You really need to, even though if the battery is working, you really have to pull it out and completely replace it. Make sure that it's properly recycled. Now I'm gonna be moving to the Wi-Fi card. So if you ever lost your Bluetooth or Wi-Fi card, that's the place where you need to replace. Make sure if you're putting a different model Wi-Fi card, you actually have to install applicable drivers. Now I'm going to move on the other side of the laptop, and I will be removing the 2.5 hard drive, because this particular laptop, it actually has both options available, and it's very good to use. One you can use for storage, another one you can use for all your everyday needs. Here under that metal plate, you would be able to see a memory RAM, and there is 2 slots available. So you actually can upgrade your laptop as well. So currently the laptop has a 16 gigs, so it's 8 gigs of RAM on each slot, but you can go as many, I believe, as 16 per slot. So you can go up to 32 gig on this machine. Now we will be moving to my favorite part, the heatsink and 2 cooling fans. As always, the gaming laptops, they have 25 billion screws for the heatsink, and I'm gonna be pulling all of them out carefully. Always try to test and don't pull too hard, otherwise you can bend one of the pipes and then you would have to replace the heatsink. Don't try to pull the connection by the cable. Always use tweezers and pull actually by the connector, because the cables are super small and delicate, and it's possible that you can rip the cables out. As you can see here, this is a used laptop, and it's been used heavily as both fans are completely piled with dirt and dust. So what I always suggest is, if your laptop is overheating, it's a good idea to clean both fans out and reapply the thermal paste and thermal pads. Now will be pulling the speakers out. There's 2 speakers on each side, and they are 2 separate connections on the motherboard. and it was pretty easy removed. And also there is only one daughter board, which actually very easy to replace. So if in case your audio port or USB port gets damaged, you can just simply pull one screw out and replace the part. Here, as you can see, there is a part number, so which you need to use as a reference in order to replace it. Now I will be disconnecting the LCD video cable. There is a metal bracket which you would need to pull first, and then remove the video cable out. And I believe there's a few more cables, like this one is for the touchpad. The larger one is for the actual keyboard. And there is one more, and this one I believe is for the backlight of the keyboard. The CMOS battery. So if in case you receive the message on your computer that the CMOS battery is dead, that's what you need to replace. I really like this part of the laptop, that the Lenovo actually put the reinforcement on the charger port, which makes it perfect. So you don't as in a lot of laptops have the DC jack breaks because of the constant usage. So the reinforcement, it's a very big deal. So good job on this one, Lenovo. Now I think I'm almost done with removing the motherboard. However, always don't ever try to pull it too hard, because under the motherboard there is a big chance that there are additional cables. Like in this particular case, I will be actually zooming it in. We have one connection for rear LED lights, which is actually holding the motherboard. So now I will be pulling it out, and motherboard is free to go. Another good part is that the Lenovo applied that thermal plating on the rear side of the motherboard, which also will help if in case you have some kind of liquid spill on the board. It will also protect the board, and you will get away with wouldn't spend as much money for the repair. So now is a tricky part. In order to replace the LCD screen, that was, I think, it was the most complicated, because on the rear part, right behind of the LCD screen assembly, there is a LED board which points out the connections, and it actually has two layers. And under the first layer, you would be able to see there are several screws which you need to pull in order to separate the actual palm rest from the LCD screen. And it's very important. I think this is the most complicated part of on this laptop. So here's the second layer, which I will be pulling right now. So always, I always try to use a pry tool and my fingers, because a lot of times there is a double-sided tape involved, and whenever you are additionally using your fingers, you have that feel, so you don't push it too hard, and you don't want to break actual plastic. So you just go little by little, step by step. And as you can see, once I pull the second layer, I did both hinges got exposed. So there's one more screw, and now I will be flipping over the assembly, as there are two more screws which actually I've missed in the first place. So, and I try to pull them here, but it's still not working. But as you can see here, there's a two right before that film here. You can see actually that's the screw. That's one side, and then there is another side. So now, everything is detached, what I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to be taking the, on one side, you see there's a two black and white, I'm sorry, black and white cable and the video cable. So we would need to push them through the palm rest like so. And I think this video will be helpful as well for whoever is trying to assemble it back, because a lot of times when we take something apart, especially first time, uh, especially I take me as a good example, not often I will remember how everything went back exactly. So I think this video will be really helpful to show you how to put everything back together. So once I pulled those cables out, the palm rest just popped out. And also in my previous videos I did mention that we normally do not replace the LCD, but this is a very good case to show you how it looks inside, because one of the hinge mounts on the LCD were damaged, so there is no, we cannot really reuse the whole assembly. We would have to take it apart and just show you what's inside. So again, I'm taking my time and carefully removing the bezel. Normally bezel, it does have a double-sided tape inside, but here is one I wanted to point. The actual LCD screen is not being mounted to, it's not being screwed to the bottom case. However, the Lenovo made it smart. See, now I'm pulling this strip. That's actually the double-sided strip which they glue the LCD screen to the back cover. So in order to swap the actual LED screen, you simply carefully pull that strip out on the both sides. So you see I'm pulling that one side here, and then there is a little niche there, black. So you just grab it and carefully pull it out. Don't make sure that you don't pull it way too hard, because if it rips, you're not gonna be able to remove the LCD screen, because the glue will be holding it inside. And if you gonna start pulling the screen, there's a big chance of damaging. But once you pull them out, see how easy it just gets out, like super easy. Then there is a video cable again with a which is taped, so I will be pulling the tape out and sliding the connection. So this part is super easy. Here you go. Comes right out. So here are two stickers. The left one is actually that's the most important one, is the manufacturer sticker, where you would be able to see the actual part number. So if you need to replace just the LED screen itself, that's what you need to use. Here is the damaged hinge, and it has to be, the back cover has to be replaced. Probably you can try to epoxy it down, but I'm not sure how good it's going to be. You know, for down road, how good it's going to hold up. So this is it. Thank you very much for watching.